Title: The Cloak of Invisibility, Episode 3, Echoes of the Unseen. Chapter 1, Unsettling Whispers. Hillsburg transfused the morning's calm into those who called it home. Folks would rise at dawn, soak in the first rays, and carry on with their work with comforting predictability. However, this rhythmic symphony of life was interrupted by whispers of rumors, unsettling stories of nearby villages facing unexplained disasters. Gossip and conjecture burned through small towns like wildfire, and Hillsburg was no different. Though no one dared speak aloud of it, everyone shared the same fear: was their peaceful town next? Sitting amidst the townsfolk, invisible beneath his cloak, John felt anxiety gnaw at his heart, his thoughts echoes of their own. The chaos of the past felt ominously close again, bringing a threatening shadow over the town. His eyes fell on his cloak, a reminder of the power hidden within, a power that might be needed sooner than he had anticipated. Chapter 2, Training with Lilith. Ensuring the safety of an entire town was a weighty responsibility, and John knew he needed sharper skills and greater mastery over his cloak's powers to tackle the threat he sensed. A mutual, unspoken agreement led him and Lilith to the forest's heart. The forest stood a silent spectator as they pushed each other further in their training, molding, and adapting, preparing to face the lurking unseen. Sweat gave way to strength, frustration transformed into determination. Training beside Lilith, he found comfort in her silent support. Through shared exhaustion and relentless motivation, they found an unexpected friendship, a bond that no ordinary circumstances could have kindled. Chapter 3, The Arrival of a Stranger. A quaint town like Hillsburg barely had any secrets. However, the arrival of a mysterious stranger one afternoon brought a gust of mistrust along with it. Normalcy became strained, and under the blanket of politeness, a shared sense of dread stretched across the townsfolk. Like a puzzle missing a piece, the town seemed incomplete amid the obvious warning signs. As the stranger's cryptic gaze met John's, an ice-cold shiver ran down his spine, hinting that Hillsburg was on the watch list of dangerous enemies. Chapter 4, Cloaked Conversations. As darkness cloaked the world under a blanket of black, the moonlight became their only guide. In an isolated corner of the town, the stranger came face to face with an unseen figure, John. Words, heavily cloaked, were traded in the darkness, vanishing as quickly as they appeared. The cryptic conversation left behind veiled revelations and an icy realization: Hillsburg's enemy was not a single force, but a terrifying amalgamation of riddles, dangers, and perpetrators. Chapter 5, Hillsburg in Fear. Life in Hillsburg transformed from a beautiful portrait into a haunting sketch. The ordinarily bustling town square was now desolate, its warm and loving dwellers turned into familiar strangers. Muffled secrets, hidden fears, and unmentioned dread filled every corner. Heartfelt laughter and cheerful banter were replaced by sudden screams and silent whispers. Desolation hung heavily, and the otherwise cheerful town seemed to be crumbled in the clutch of an unseen terror. Chapter 6, The Hidden Lair. Guided by instinct, John journeyed the path seldom taken deep into the forest, a path that led him to another concealed lair. Throughout his journey, the forest was an eerie quiet, hinting at its knowledge of the sinister hideaway. As he sifted through the lair's abandoned belongings, coded messages caught his eye. The discovered plot sent him spiraling into a state of horror. Each decoded line, each unwoven thread brought with it revelations of a vast network and pointed to Hillsburg as its next target. Chapter 7, The Battle Begins. Against a black canvas painted with pinprick lights, an epic battle unfolded in silence. John, under his cloak, stood alone against an army of faceless enemies. His heart pounded like a war drum against his chest. He was one against many, and yet something inside him refused to back down. His will was ironclad, his resolve unyielding. As he met his enemies, his heart held a fervid prayer, and, silent as a phantom, he fought for the peace of his town. Chapter 8, The Skies Clear. After the night's turmoil, the town awoke to the cool morning breeze. The potent peace following the storm remained undisturbed, life carried on as usual. As the invisible guardian, John reveled in the peace around him. He stood under the morning sky, rejuvenating under the golden sun rays. But something felt different, the air around him still held a charge, and the silence echoed with enigmatic whispers of the unseen. Hillsburg was lucky this time, but the shadow of fear still lurked on the horizons. Is the terrifying storm truly over? Or is this just the calm before a more devastating tempest?